I'm going to use the categorize question. So this is what I'm going to use to help my kids learn how to plan details that categorize. The first thing on that box, and this is on your direction sheet, you're going to categorize the details, is you're going to ask this question. Tell about, and notice it says one. When you're writing the first detail, you say, tell about one of the, and then you're going to have big idea there. That big idea is plant. You're going to replace that with the word plant. Once you know, we have tell about one of the plants, different parts, kinds, types, things, ways, or characteristics. What would make more sense? Parts. So this is your planner sheet to show children. This is what you should be asking in your head. Tell about one part of a plant. They say that sentence, tell about one part of a plant, then they're going to draw that in their box. So maybe they're going to draw the roots. Before you form this sentence, they're just drawing the roots, and then you may be asking them, okay, now they use the roots. We were saying that they have these different parts to help them live. What do they use the roots to do? Oh, I'm going to put water there like they're drinking water. So we're only talking. We want to plan the sentence. What do? Always go back and reread. So you go to the first page. Plants have different parts to help them live. All right, what is this about? The plant's roots. So let's go back and say that again. The plant's roots, well, we don't have to say that. Its roots. Oh, or it has roots. Let's say that again. It has roots. Okay, why does it have roots? So now we're going to expand on that. And we're going to expand on why it has roots by either telling more how or why about that detail. So let's go back and expand. If you don't need to expand, if the child can barely write that down, if they are just holding that, it has roots, just keep that as their sentence. If you want to expand, then you're going to use this expanding question here. What are we talking about? The plant. We have the child drawing the picture of the roots, and they're drinking in the water. Now we have to form our sentence. I'm going to say, always go back and reread your sentences. So let's reread our first sentence. Plants have different parts to help them live. What are we talking about? The plant's roots. Woo, woo, woo. I don't want to keep saying plants, plants. So I said plants, so I mean more than one. So if I say it, that means one. If I say they, that means more than one. Which one am I going to use? They. All right, so we're going to use they instead of plants. They have, and what did you tell me? What part do they have here? They have roots. All right, say your sentence. They have roots. That's telling one of their parts. That's wonderful. That's where we're just planning that detail that connects up with the big idea. What if you have a student who can write more, who can expand on that? That's going to be your expand details card, where you're going to add words like so, or, and, but, for, to, or because onto that sentence. So I may say, when you're looking at the expanding questions, notice I have underlined how and why. So you want to add more information by telling how or why to that detail. So you have to choose which one would make more sense. So we have, they have roots. Why do they have those roots? And then notice in the second box, you have certain words that you're going to use to expand that sentence with. So you have, they have roots, and then you're going to choose. And I usually just say to the kids, they have roots, so they can drink the water. So now I'm just going to use the word so, and I'll say to the child, okay, say your sentence so far. They have roots, so, or maybe I'll use the word to. They have roots to drink water. So that's what they're using the roots to do, to drink the water. So I'm prompting as they give me the information to help them learn how to form their sentence. So what do we have at the beginning of the sentence? The word they to replace the plant's roots. They have, and then what do they have? Roots, because one of my details has to tell about what are one of the parts. So they have roots. If they can write more, then I have them expand by using one of the expanding words. We're going to use the word to. And they have roots. Why do they have roots? We're always going to back up to the big idea. Why are they using these roots to help them live? To drink the water. All right, let's put our whole sentence together. They have roots to drink water. Say it again. They have roots to drink water. So now that student will write it out after I help them plan their sentence, and I'm going to go to another student to help them plan their next detail for their information sentences. The student wrote down their sentence. They have roots to drink water. So what would I do next? I'd say, let's turn the page. Now I'm going to go back and I'm going to repeat these details sentences. This time, because now it's the second detail, so all the details after the first one will always have the following. Tell about another part of the plant. So tell about another part of the plant. And then what we would do is the student would tell me the different part. Maybe they're going to tell me about the stem. They would draw the stem. And then we would go over and we would plan the whole sentence by rereading what we've already had. Always reread. Plants have different parts to help them live. They have roots to drink water. They, woo, woo, woo. If you were doing the stem, we could keep saying they have, they have. Maybe we could use a different starter word. Do most plants, and this is just a note, to begin your sentences, you could begin with either the subject, so in that case, plants, okay? Or you could come up with synonyms for the different plants, or you could use a pronoun, and in this case, they, or you could use a starter word, a signpost word, a transition word. And when I'm using transition words for categories, I could use words like most, many, all, some. So I may be saying to the kids, do most plants have stems? Yes. So let's say the word most when we're writing out that sentence. Most have stems. If I want them to expand, then I go to my expanding part. Why do they have stems? Maybe we'll use the word so or because. Most have stems because they need to transport the water to different parts of their body. In this case, I use the word most to start that sentence with the students. So notice, every time we plan a sentence, we're saying our prompt. What's another part of a plant? They draw their picture. I go back. I help them form their sentence. If they keep saying plants, 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 then what do I need to do? Help them come up with a different beginning. That could be a synonym to replace plants, a pronoun, or it could just be a transitional word. Once we have our beginning of our word, then we're coming up with the rest of the sentence. That's the detail that tells about the big idea, one of the parts of the plants. So most have stems. If the child is able to say that whole sentence, most have stems, which tells about one of the parts, then you can expand on it. How do they use their stem to help them live? Most have stems to move water to its different parts. Now you've expanded your sentence. Once they say it, then what do? You have them write it down. And you continue this until they have all the details that tell about the different parts of a plant. That's how we write categories.